Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the English Podcast channel. I'm Emma.
And I'm Mike. Today, we're excited to bring you an episode all about English idioms. These expressions will help you sound more natural and fluent in your conversations.
If you find the podcast speed too fast, we encourage you to adjust the playback speed to 0.75x. On mobile, click the gear or settings icon at the top of the video screen. On desktop, you'll find the settings icon at the bottom left corner of the video.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment to let us know what you think. Your feedback helps us improve and bring you the best content.
Let's get started. 1. A piece of cake. Meaning something very easy to do. Example, sentences. 1. The test was a piece of cake. 2. Baking this cake is a piece of cake for her. Conversation 1.
How was your interview?
It was a piece of cake. I answered all the questions easily.
That's great. I knew you'd do well.
Conversation 2.
Can you help me with this puzzle?
Sure, it's a piece of cake.
Thanks. I've been struggling with it.
2. Break the ice. Meaning, to make people feel more comfortable in a social setting. Example, sentences. 1. He told a joke to break the ice. 2. The games helped break the ice at the party. Conversation 1.
How was the team meeting?
It was a bit tense at first, but John told a joke to break the ice.
That's a good strategy. Humor always helps.
Conversation 2.
The new class was so quiet.
Maybe you should plan an activity to break the ice next time.
Good idea. I'll try that.
3. Hit the nail on the head. Meaning, to be exactly right about something. Example sentences. 1. Her comment hit the nail on the head. 2. The analysis hit the nail on the head. Conversation 1.
I think our marketing strategy needs more focus on social media.
You've hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what we need.
Great. Let's start working on it.
Conversation 2.
Why do you think the project failed?
I believe it was due to a lack of clear goals.
You've hit the nail on the head with that one.
4. Under the weather. Meaning, feeling sick or unwell. Example sentences. 1. She's feeling under the weather today. 2. I was under the weather last week. Conversation 1.
Where's Sarah today?
She's under the weather and decided to stay home.
I hope she feels better soon.
Conversation 2.
You don't look well.
I'm a bit under the weather. I might need to rest.
Take care of yourself.
5. Spill the beans. Meaning, to reveal a secret. Example sentences. 1. He accidentally spilled the beans about the surprise party. 2. Don't spill the beans about our plan. Conversation 1.
Did you hear about the surprise?
Yeah, someone spilled the beans at the meeting.
Oh no, I hope it didn't ruin it.
Conversation 2.
I have a secret, but you can't tell anyone.
Don't worry, I won't spill the beans.
Thanks, I trust you.
6. Bite the bullet. Meaning, to face a difficult situation with courage. Example sentences. 1. She decided to bite the bullet and take the test. 2. It's time to bite the bullet and tell him the truth. Conversation 1.
I'm so nervous about my presentation.
Just bite the bullet and do your best.
You're right. I'll give it my all.
Conversation 2.
I need to have a tough conversation with my boss.
Sometimes you just have to bite the bullet.
I know, I'll prepare myself.
7. Cut corners. Meaning, to do something in the easiest or cheapest way, often sacrificing quality. Example sentences. 1. They cut corners to save money. 2. Cutting corners will only lead to problems later. Conversation 1.
The project was rushed, wasn't it?
Yes, they really cut corners to meet the deadline.
That explains the poor quality.
Conversation 2.
Why did the building collapse?
The builders cut corners during construction.
That's so dangerous and irresponsible.
8. Kick the bucket. Meaning, to die. Example sentences. 1. The old man kicked the bucket last night. 2. That plant finally kicked the bucket after weeks of neglect. Conversation 1.
Have you heard about Mr. Johnson?
Yes, sadly, he kicked the bucket yesterday.
That's really sad. He was a good man.
Conversation 2.
My goldfish kicked the bucket.
I'm sorry to hear that. Do you know what happened?
I think it was just old age.
9. Once in a blue moon, meaning very rarely. Example sentences. 1. We go out for dinner once in a blue moon. 2. He visits his hometown once in a blue moon. Conversation 1.
Do you travel often?
No, only once in a blue moon?
Same here, it's always a special occasion.
Conversation 2.
How often do you see your old friends?
Just once in a blue moon, unfortunately.
It's hard to keep in touch when everyone is so busy.
10. Burn the midnight oil. Meaning, to stay up late working on something. Example sentences. 1. She's been burning the midnight oil to finish her project. 2. I had to burn the midnight oil to meet the deadline. Conversation 1.
You look tired.
I've been burning the midnight oil working on my thesis.
Make sure you get some rest too.
Conversation 2.
How did you manage to complete the report?
I burned the midnight oil last night.
That's dedication. Well done.
11. Cost an arm and a leg, meaning very expensive. Example sentences. 1. The new phone cost an arm and a leg. 2. Our vacation cost us an arm and a leg. Conversation. 1.
Did you see the price of that new gadget?
Yes, it costs an arm and a leg.
I'll have to save up for it.
Conversation 2.
How was your trip?
Amazing, but it cost an arm and a leg.
Worth it though, I bet.
12. Hit the sack, meaning to go to bed. Example sentences. 1. I'm exhausted, it's time to hit the sack. 2. She hit the sack early last night. Conversation 1.
It's getting late. Are you heading home?
Yes, I'm going to hit the sack soon.
Good idea. Sleep well.
Conversation 2.
What are your plans for tonight?
Nothing much, just going to hit the sack early.
That sounds nice and restful.
13. Let the cat out of the bag, meaning to reveal a secret accidentally or prematurely. Example sentences. 1. She let the cat out of the bag about the surprise. 2. Don't let the cat out of the bag until the party. Conversation 1.
Did you hear about the surprise party?
Yes, someone let the cat out of the bag.
Oops, that must have spoiled it.
Conversation 2.
I accidentally told her about the gift.
You let the cat out of the bag.
I know I'm so bad at keeping secrets.
14. On cloud 9, meaning very happy. Example sentences. 1. She's been on cloud 9 since she got the job. 2. Winning the competition put him on cloud 9. Conversation 1.
How are you feeling after the news?
I'm on cloud 9. It's a dream come true.
That's fantastic. I'm so happy for you.
Conversation 2.
You seem really cheerful today.
I just got promoted. I'm on cloud 9.
Congratulations, that's wonderful news.
15. Rain on someone's parade, meaning to spoil someone's plans or moment of joy. Example sentences. 1. Don't rain on her parade. Let her enjoy her success. 2. The bad weather rained on our parade. Conversation 1.
She was so excited about her new job.
I didn't want to rain on her parade, so I kept my concerns to myself.
Good call. Let her enjoy the moment. Conversation 2.
Our picnic got canceled due to the storm.
That really rained on our parade.
We'll have to plan something else.
16. Sit on the fence, meaning to remain neutral or undecided in a dispute. Example sentences. 1. He always sits on the fence during arguments. 2. You can't sit on the fence forever. Make a decision. Conversation 1.
What do you think about the new policy?
I'm still sitting on the fence about it.
Well, take your time to decide.
Conversation 2.
Who are you supporting in the debate?
I'm sitting on the fence for now.
It's okay to be neutral sometimes.
17. Take it with a grain of salt, meaning to not take something too seriously. Example sentences. 1. Take his advice with a grain of salt. 2. She takes online reviews with a grain of salt. Conversation 1.
Did you hear what he said about the new manager?
Yes, but I'm taking it with a grain of salt.
Good idea. Not everything you hear is true.
Conversation 2.
How accurate is that information?
I'd take it with a grain of salt.
Thanks for the heads up.
18. Barking up the wrong tree, meaning to pursue a mistaken or misguided course of action. Example sentences. 1. If you think he's lying, you're barking up the wrong tree. 2. She was barking up the wrong tree when she blamed him. Conversation 1.
Do you think he's responsible for the mistake?
I believe you're barking up the wrong tree.
Okay, I'll reconsider my suspicions.
Conversation 2.
She blamed me for the error.
She's barking up the wrong tree.
I'll have to clear things up with her.
19. Cry over spilled milk, meaning to regret or complain about something that cannot be undone. Example, sentences. 1. It's no use crying over spilled milk. 2. He regrets his mistake, but there's no point crying over spilled milk. Conversation 1.
I wish I hadn't made that mistake.
Don't cry over spilled milk. Learn from it and move on.
You're right. I'll do better next time.
Conversation 2.
I lost my keys again.
It's annoying, but no use crying over spilled milk.
I'll just have to be more careful in the future.
20. Go the extra mile, meaning to make a special effort to achieve something. Example sentences. 1. She always goes the extra mile for her clients. 2. Going the extra mile can set you apart from others. Conversation 1.
How did you manage to get such good reviews?
I try to go the extra mile for my customers.
That definitely pays off.
Conversation 2.
Your work on the project was outstanding.
Thanks. I went the extra mile to ensure everything was perfect.
It really shows. Great job.
21. Burn bridges, meaning to destroy relationships or opportunities. Example, sentences. 1. Be careful not to burn bridges with your colleagues. 2. He burned bridges when he left the company on bad terms. Conversation 1.
Why didn't you confront him about the issue?
I didn't want to burn bridges. We still have to work together.
That's a smart move.
Conversation 2.
She left the company so abruptly.
I hope she didn't burn any bridges.
It's always good to leave on good terms.
22. Call it a day, meaning to stop working on something. Example sentences. 1. Let's call it a day and continue tomorrow. 2. After 10 hours of work, they decided to call it a day. Conversation 1.
We've been working for hours. Should we call it a day?
Yes, let's pick up where we left off tomorrow.
Sounds like a plan.
Conversation 2.
It's getting late. Should we wrap up?
I agree, let's call it a day.
All right. See you tomorrow.
23. Hit the books, meaning to study hard. Example, sentences. 1. I need to hit the books if I want to pass my exams. 2. She's been hitting the books all week. Conversation 1.
Any plans for the weekend?
I have to hit the books. Finals are coming up.
Good luck with your studies.
Conversation 2.
Why haven't you been out lately?
I've been hitting the books for my certification.
Keep it up. You're doing great.
24. A dime a dozen, meaning very common and of no particular value. Example sentences. 1. Cheap souvenirs are a dime a dozen in this tourist spot. 2. In big cities, coffee shops are a dime a dozen. Conversation 1.
I saw another new coffee shop open downtown.
Yeah, they're a dime a dozen these days.
True, it's hard to choose where to go now.
Conversation 2.
Those cheap toys are everywhere.
They're a dime a dozen.
I guess that's why they're so affordable.
25. Beat around the bush, meaning to avoid talking about what is important. Example, sentences. 1. Stop beating around the bush and tell me what happened. 2. He tends to beat around the bush instead of giving a straight answer. Conversation 1.
Can you just tell me what's wrong?
I don't want to beat around the bush, so here it is.
Thank you. I appreciate the honesty.
Conversation 2.
He never gets to the point in meetings.
Yeah, he always beats around the bush.
It can be quite frustrating.
26. Break a leg, meaning good luck. Example, sentences. 1. Break a leg at your performance tonight. 2. They told her to break a leg before she went on stage. Conversation 1.
I'm nervous about my audition.
Break a leg, you'll do great.
Thanks, I needed that.
Conversation 2.
My exam is tomorrow.
Break a leg, I'm sure you'll ace it.
Thanks for the encouragement.
27. Let the chips fall where they may, meaning to let something happen no matter what. Example, sentences. 1. I'll tell the truth and let the chips fall where they may. 2. Sometimes you have to take risks and let the chips fall where they may. Conversation 1.
Are you worried about the outcome?
Not really, I'll just let the chips fall where they may.
That's a good attitude to have.
Conversation 2.
What if things don't go as planned?
We'll let the chips fall where they may and deal with it.
You're right, we can handle it.
28. Pull someone's leg. Meaning, to joke or tease someone. Example sentences. 1. Don't take him seriously, he's just pulling your leg. 2. She was pulling my leg when she said she won the lottery. Conversation 1.
Did you really see a celebrity?
No, I was just pulling your leg.
You got me. I believed you for a second.
Conversation 2.
He told me he's moving to Mars, and
He's pulling your leg.
I should have known it was a joke.
29. Throw in the towel. Meaning, to give up. Example sentences. 1. After several failed attempts, he decided to throw in the towel. 2. She never throws in the towel, no matter how tough it gets. Conversation 1.
This project is so challenging.
Don't throw in the towel, you can do it.
Thanks, I'll keep trying.
Conversation 2.
I feel like giving up on this task.
Don't throw in the towel just yet.
You're right. I'll push through.
30. Up in the air. Meaning, uncertain and with an unknown result. Example sentences. 1. Our vacation plans are still up in the air. 2. The future of the project is up in the air. Conversation 1.
Are we still going on the trip?
It's up in the air. We haven't decided yet.
I hope we can figure it out soon.
Conversation 2.
What's the plan for the weekend?
Everything is up in the air right now.
Let's finalize it soon.
31. Wrap your head around something. Meaning, to understand something difficult. Example sentences. 1. It took me a while to wrap my head around the new software. 2. He couldn't wrap his head around the complex problem. Conversation 1.
This new concept is hard to grasp.
Give it time. You'll wrap your head around it.
I hope so. It's quite challenging.
Conversation 2.
I can't seem to understand this chapter.
I had to read it twice to wrap my head around it.
I'll try that. Thanks.
32. Blow off steam. Meaning, to release pent-up energy or emotion. Example. Sentences. 1. She went for a run to blow off steam. 2. He yells at the TV to blow off steam after a tough day. Conversation 1.
You seem stressed.
I need to blow off some steam. Let's go for a walk.
Good idea. Fresh air will help.
Conversation 2.
How do you relax after work?
I usually hit the gym to blow off steam.
That sounds like a healthy way to unwind.
33. Jump on the bandwagon. Meaning, to join others in doing something that is currently popular. Example sentences. 1. She decided to jump on the bandwagon and start a blog. 2. Many companies are jumping on the bandwagon of green energy. Conversation 1.
Everyone is talking about this new app.
I think I'll jump on the bandwagon and try it too.
Let me know how you like it.
Conversation 2.
He suddenly became a fan of the winning team.
Looks like he's jumping on the bandwagon.
People love to follow trends.
34. A blessing in disguise. Meaning, a good thing that initially seemed bad. Example sentences. 1. Losing that job was a blessing in disguise. 2. The accident was a blessing in disguise. It made her rethink her priorities. Conversation 1.
I can't believe I missed my flight.
Maybe it's a blessing in disguise. You'll have more time to prepare.
You're right, I hadn't thought of it that way.
Conversation 2.
I was so upset when I didn't get the promotion.
But it turned out to be a blessing in disguise, didn't it?
Yes, the new job is much better.
35. Actions speak louder than words. Meaning, what you do is more important than what you say. Example sentences. 1. He promised to help, but actions speak louder than words. 2. Actions speak louder than words. She needs to show her commitment. Conversation 1.
He keeps saying he'll change, but I don't see any difference.
Actions speak louder than words. Let's see what he does.
True, I'll wait and watch.
Conversation 2.
They keep talking about improving the school.
Actions speak louder than words. Let's see some results.
I hope they follow through.
36. Bite off more than you can chew. Meaning, to take on more than you can handle. Example, sentences. 1. Don't bite off more than you can chew with this project. 2. He's always biting off more than he can chew and then struggling to complete his tasks. Conversation 1.
I'm thinking of joining 2 more clubs this semester.
Don't bite off more than you can chew.
You're right, I should focus on my studies.
Conversation 2.
I promised to help with the event and the fundraiser.
Sounds like you're biting off more than you can chew.
I guess I need to prioritize better.
37. The ball is in your court, meaning it's your decision or responsibility to do something. Example sentences. 1. I've done my part. Now the ball is in your court. 2. The ball is in your court to decide what happens next. Conversation 1.
What should we do about the proposal?
I've given my input. The ball is in your court now.
I'll review it and make a decision.
Conversation 2.
Should we proceed with the plan?
The ball is in your court. It's your call.
I'll think about it and let you know.
38. Cut to the chase, meaning to get to the point without wasting time. Example sentences. 1. Let's cut to the chase and discuss the main issue. 2. She always cuts to the chase and says what she means. Conversation 1.
We don't have much time, so let's cut to the chase.
Agreed. Here's what we need to do.
Perfect, that's exactly what I needed to know.
Conversation 2.
Can you just cut to the chase?
Sure, the answer is yes. We can proceed.
Thanks, that's all I needed.
39. Easy does it, meaning to slow down and do things carefully. Example sentences. 1. Easy does it. There's no need to rush. 2. Easy does it, or you might spill the paint. Conversation 1.
Should we speed up the process?
Easy does it. We don't want to make mistakes.
You're right, let's take our time.
Conversation 2.
I'm trying to fix this quickly.
Easy does it, or you might break it.
I'll be more careful, thanks.
40. Every cloud has a silver lining, meaning there is something good in every bad situation. Example sentences. 1. She tried to remind herself that every cloud has a silver lining. 2. Even after the accident, he believed that every cloud has a silver lining. Conversation 1.
This setback is really discouraging.
Remember, every cloud has a silver lining. We'll find a way through this.
Thanks, I needed that reminder.
Conversation 2.
Losing my job was tough, but I found a better one.
See? Every cloud has a silver lining.
You're right, it worked out for the best.
41. Get out of hand, meaning to become difficult to control. Example sentences. 1. The situation got out of hand quickly. 2. Don't let your emotions get out of hand. Conversation 1.
The party last night was wild.
Yeah, it got out of hand really fast.
Next time, we should plan better.
Conversation 2.
The project's scope keeps expanding.
We need to control it before it gets out of hand.
Agreed. Let's set some boundaries.
42. Get your act together, meaning to start behaving properly. Example sentences. 1. You need to get your act together if you want to succeed. 2. He finally got his act together and started studying. Conversation 1.
I've been slacking off lately.
It's time to get your act together.
You're right, I'll start focusing more.
Conversation 2.
She's been missing deadlines.
She needs to get her act together.
I hope she realizes that soon.
43. Hit the ground running, meaning to start something and proceed at a fast pace with great enthusiasm. Example sentences. 1. She hit the ground running on her first day at work. 2. The new project team hit the ground running and made significant progress. Conversation 1.
How's the new job?
Great. I hit the ground running from day one.
That's awesome. Keep up the good work.
Conversation 2.
Are you ready for the new project?
Absolutely. We're going to hit the ground running.
Sounds like a solid plan.
44. Jump the gun, meaning to do something too soon, especially without thinking carefully about it. Example sentences. 1. They jumped the gun with their announcement before the deal was finalized. 2. Don't jump the gun and make a decision without all the information. Conversation 1.
Why did they announce the merger so early?
They jumped the gun before finalizing the details.
That could lead to problems.
Conversation 2.
Should we start the project now?
Let's not jump the gun. We need more data.
Good point. Let's wait.
45. Keep your chin up. Meaning, to stay positive and optimistic in a difficult situation. Example, sentences. 1. Even after the setback, she managed to keep her chin up. 2. Keep your chin up. Better days are coming. Conversation 1.
Things have been tough lately.
Keep your chin up. Things will get better.
Thanks. I needed that encouragement.
Conversation 2.
I failed my test.
Don't worry. Keep your chin up and try again.
You're right. I'll keep trying.
46. Let sleeping dogs lie. Meaning, to avoid interfering in a situation that is currently causing no problems. Example sentences. 1. I think we should let sleeping dogs lie and not revisit the old argument. 2. Sometimes it's best to let sleeping dogs lie and move on. Conversation 1.
Should we bring up the old issue in the meeting?
No, let's let sleeping dogs lie.
Good idea. No need to stir things up.
Conversation 2.